Ready. Chapter 17. 4 Generals. The group were able to hear the bus from the camp before they could even see it. It sounded like there was a lot more people there than any of the other previous camps. When the group came close enough, they could distinguish the silhouettes of 4 mages, all standing with their backs turned to them. From the looks on the stars on their backs, they were all brigadier generals, 2 of them showing a black star and the other 2 flashing a yellow star. As the group came closer, the 4 generals turned around to face them. Their eyes went directly to Aino as they all approached her at once and bowed. The first of them to speak were both of Ayla's officers. They were the exact same height, with the same haircut, meaning none at all, because they were both bald. On top of everything, they spoke in a complete unison. Hello, Aino. We are Brigadier General Askrot and Embla Alm of Ayla's Blood Army. The tallest of the 4 generals spoke after. I am Brigadier General Jorun Jävsdotter of Nila's Blood Army. She was even bigger than Disa, but unlike the Major General, Jorun had let her dark hair out, flowing down her back, ending just before her waist. Last to speak of the 4 generals were the shortest one. His hair was a bit longer than most of the other male mages. And I am Arvid Storm, Brigadier General of Nila's Blood Army, he said while he tied up his hair in a bun at the back of his head. And the tiny squad is complete, Yuva said loudly in delight as he looked down on Arvid. These mages sure have a twisted view on what is tiny. He's just a few centimeters shorter than me, Kion whispered to Aino. They have a twisted view on a lot of things, she responded. Arvid locked his eyes on Yuva. Within seconds he had run up to him. The Brigadier General was fast. What did you call me, you giant oaf? Yuva barely had any time to react as Arvid stomped right on his foot. A howl of pain was heard from the Lieutenant General. The Brigadier General turned his head to the other generals from the previous camps, but stopped when he saw Banke. You! I'm going to kill you! Before anyone had even realized what was happening, the Brigadier General had thrown a knife aimed right at Banke's head. The Major General barely managed to dodge it in time. Grab him! Atle shouted as Arvid ran past several of the generals, throwing themselves at him. He was faster than every single one of them. He spun around and threw another knife at the Major General, but this time he was prepared and caught it in the air. Arvid flew right at him. He jumped up with his feet standing on Banke's chest. He bent his body with his left hand, grabbing the Major General's cloak. The Brigadier General raised his right hand, in it holding another knife, ready to strike. He stopped right in his motion. Dis had finally gotten a hold of him and had him in a shoulder lock from the back. He couldn't move his arms and swore loudly. Let go of me! He killed my best friend! Arvid tried to fight himself out of her grip, but he couldn't free himself. It was war. We all killed one another back then. We have a truce now. He's not your enemy anymore, she calmly told him as she backed away from Banke, still holding the Brigadier General in a firm grip. I don't care! I want him dead! Arvid yelled in anger. Well, we all want things we don't get. For example, I wanted to be a petite little princess when I was a child. That didn't work out too well. Disa slammed him to the ground. As Arvid lay passed out on the ground, Disa turned to Jorun. Why are all of you here? The wolf army is moving north and they are advancing fast. My camp joined up with Ask's to avoid them. Then we moved to Arvid's camp when we noticed that they kept moving up, and then to Embla's. We were getting ready to leave for your camp. Then you all showed up here instead, she answered. It was a good thing you didn't. Part of his army is already set up there. Thousands of them. Disa switched her gaze from the Brigadier General to her Lieutenant General. Atle looked back at her and nodded. He needed to make a decision for them. He spoke up so that everyone could hear. This has become enemy territory now. We have to keep moving down south. There is no other option. Our best bet is to move forward as fast as we can. Either way we do it, we're going into territory controlled by them. We'll have to be more alert than we have before. Everyone get ready, we're leaving now, Yuval filled in. Arvid woke up and sat up, mildly confused at what had happened. Disa hunched down and looked at him. Calmer now? He leered back at her. Yes, I guess I should apologize for letting my feelings get the better of me. But are you going to? Disa asked him. No, he crossed his arms. Well, as long as you don't try to kill Banke again, I think we can manage. She straightened out her back. Arvid stood up next to her. Why did we even go to war with them in the first place? Disa shrugged. Pride and desire for power, I suppose. Isn't that how most wars start? Arvid kept his eyes on Banke. The conflict just grew bigger and bigger. Everything became so muddy. When you ally yourself with someone, you get a full sense of strength. In reality, we became pawns of Victor the moment we joined Nila's blood army. It was manipulation from the start. He made us feel special as cadets, strong as soldiers, fighting for a noble cause. He lied so effortlessly. When he was gone, it was like we all woke up from a bad dream. I remember watching on as Ayla killed him. I didn't move a muscle. No one did. No one tried to save him. Not even Nila. Deep down, I think we all despised Victor. But in that moment, we realized it too. If Atle had been the Lieutenant General from the start, instead of him, we would have been one army long ago, wouldn't we? His eyes wandered over to their current Lieutenant General. Yes, I'd say so, Disa answered. Then none of our friends would have died. He wouldn't have died. Arvid looked at her with sad eyes. You loved him, didn't you? She met his eyes. He gave her a faint smile. More than life itself. Yuva walked up to them. My foot still hurts. He pointed to it. Arvid looked down at it, then up at the Lieutenant General's face. Boo-hoo? Apologize, Yuva demanded. No, Arvid responded calmly. You little shit, Yuva was interrupted in the middle of his sentence by the Brigadier General stomping right on his other foot. Another howl of pain was heard from the Lieutenant General. Try to catch me, Bigfoot! Arvid shouted as he ran away in full speed. Yuva was fuming. He clenched his fists and set after the significantly smaller general. Disa followed them with her eyes. Yuva swung repeatedly at Arvid, but he never seemed to come close enough to even be able to land a punch. As she watched the scene in amusement, Banke walked up next to her. He still wants me dead? He asked her tentatively. He'll come around, but I'd avoid him for now, she answered. His name was Anand, by the way, the one you killed. He was a soldier, just turned 20. I killed a lot of soldiers, Banke said quietly. You weren't the only one, Disa filled in. I wish the truth wouldn't have come from their dead bodies. Banke looked down at the ground. You're not the only one. During these years of fighting, we all lost people we cared about. Disa looked down on the ground as well.